Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another fun-filled video for you. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a knife that I got from a very good friend of mine, Jim on Instagram. He gave this to me as a birthday present. I just passed my 54th birthday, and I told him I wasn't getting anything for my birthday, so he went out and bought me this knife. I really appreciate it. It was a real great surprise. I had no idea he was going to do this. So this knife is actually one that's a low budget knife. I don't want to say low end because it's not really a low end. It's a low budget knife. In other words, it's a knife that's under $100. Doesn't cost all that much. The quality of this knife, even though it's a low end knife, really blew me away. One quick thing is that I missed out on a lot of the production knives. You know, there's usually a pattern that knife collectors go through where they go from low end to high end and then customs. It doesn't work out that way for everybody. It didn't work out that way for me. I stayed in the high end. You know, I discovered some low-end knives and then went into high-end, and then immediately I went right into customs. It was just something that happened. But either way, I'm very happy that it turned out that way, but at the same time, I'm kind of sorry that I missed great knives like the one that's in this box. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this is from a company called Civivi. And Civivi is a knife company that's owned by We Knives, which is a high-end Chinese knife company. And Chinese knives have never really gotten a lot of pats on the backs. It's only in the last, I'm going to say, 8 years that they're finally coming into their own, with Kaiser and, of course, with We Knives now coming in. And, of course, this company now, Civivi, which is their low-budget end knives. Again, it doesn't mean that they're, that it's not a good knife. It's a low-budget knife, one that's under $100. So let's go ahead and unbox this guy. I must say that the packaging for this knife, Civivi, is incredible. You get a really nice case. Keep this in mind. Kershaw, CRKT, they don't package their stuff like this. And Civivi really took the time to do the packaging up on this. It's really very nice. You get a really nice nylon case. Let's go ahead and open up this baby. Here's the knife. You get I guess you get like this little information. I think it's a sticker. No, it's just just information on your knife, and then you get more information on it. They give you a cloth, a cleaning cloth. Now, keep in mind, this is a knife that's under $100, and they give you a really nice cloth to clean it with. I was so surprised. And the case is really nice, right? You got like this sort of I guess, sort of sheepish or cotton inside lining. Really very nice. And the knife is under $50. It's a beautiful packaging. So let's go ahead and put that all aside, and let's take a look at the knife. We're going to do the specs on this for a few in a few minutes, but I just wanted to get you guys to take a look at it. We'll also do some size comparisons. So for those of you guys that are into low budget knives or just starting out in knife collecting, this is a really great knife to start with. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. This knife does run on ball bearings. So I'm just going to give you guys a good look at it. The steel on this is 9 mauve, so it's not a very high-end steel. But if you take a look at the blade, it's a beautiful drop point blade. It's really very thin on the edge there. Look at that. Super thin. It's a very strong hollow grind we got going here, and then it just comes down to like this super thin edge. I mean, it is just scary sharp. Let's give you guys a look at it. We got a nice beautiful deep pocket clip carry. G10 backspacer. The ergonomics in this thing are just amazing. They feel really good in the hand. What's surprising is the action. Now, most budget knives do not have action. That is this stellar. I mean, this has action like a high-end piece. The name of this knife is called the Civivi Baklash. I mean, it's just a beautifully well done knife. I still consider this a high quality knife, even though it's a low budget knife as far as price. It's got a really great deep pocket clip. That thing will almost, yeah, it's practically flush in your pants. You might see just a little bit of this sticking out. We've got blue aluminum liners. They really put a lot of thought in this knife. So basically they took all the qualities of a high-end knife and made sure that this low budget version had the same action, the same quality, high-end quality you would expect from a higher-end piece. The centering on it is dead. It's just an overall beautiful knife. So let's go ahead and do the specs on this guy, and then we'll do some size comparisons. So the overall length of this knife is 8.1. The blade length is 3.5 inches. We've got a cutting length of 3.125. The steel is 9CR18 mauve, and it's a drop point blade with a hollow grind. It runs on ball bearings. And it is a it's a right hand, left hand, left hand carry. You've got a tip up pocket clip, and it's a manual folder. The knife is made in China. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons with some other knives that you guys are familiar with. Why don't we start out with the most familiar, which is the 0562. Move that up a little bit. 0562. And how about the Spyderco Swish Bowie? It's actually about the same size as the Spyderco Swish Bowie. Almost. But yeah, again, it looks like it's pretty much right, almost close in size to the 0562. How about the Sebenza 21? So now you guys can see that it is a regular size, full size knife coming in a 3.5 inch blade there. Benchmade Anthem. And for a little fun, how about the Chris Reeve Large Inkosi? So it's a little bit, the Inkosi is a little bit bigger. So those are the size comparisons for this piece. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some paper cut test. Going to check out and see how this thing cuts. And here we go. As you guys can see, this thing comes razor sharp out of the box. For a knife that is just a budget knife, I think you would be very, very happy, even though this is not M390 and it is a low-end steel. You guys can pretty much see, because the edge of the knife is so razor thin, it cuts like butter. Really very, very surprised with the action on this one. I mean, the flipper action on this is unreal. It's it could be either like a swiping action, right? But it's also a push button deal. You know what I mean? If you're into that, I mean, it's actually more fun to push button the action on this than to swipe it. The detent on this is right around medium. It's a medium detent. And I was wrong about this knife. It does not run on ball bearings. I'm going to have to double check on that. I don't see any ball bearings, so I'm going to have to suggest that this thing runs on washers. For a washer piece, it is very, very smooth. For anyone out there that owns this knife, please feel free to comment and tell me if I'm wrong, if this is either on washers or ball bearings. I didn't see that information on the specs. It is a liner lock knife, and again we have aluminum liners and G10 scales, G10 black scales. For a budget knife, it is a very beautiful looking knife. I mean, I honestly think that this knife could easily rival anything that Kershaw puts out, anything that CRKT puts out, any of those other budget companies, because these guys really, really concentrated on taking all of the high-end qualities of a knife and scaling it down using lesser materials, but you don't seem to miss any of the high-end materials with the way the action is, the way the knife cuts, the G10 scales. I mean, it's just a very, very beautiful package, well put together knife. I would consider this not a low end knife. It's only a low end knife because of the steel and the price. It's not a low end knife because of the materials put in. A lot of times people tend to make the distinction, but keep in mind, you can take lesser materials and build a really high quality knife, and I seriously believe that's what's behind Civivi knives. They're trying to give you that high-end experience without spending so much money. I mean, I was very, very surprised by this. I mean, what else can you possibly ask in a knife, right? It cuts like a razor. We've got dead centering on the knife. The action is nice and smooth. I mean, I don't know what else. There's nothing bad to say about it. And the knife is I believe the knife is like $40. I mean, you don't necessarily need to spend. This is a perfect example of how you don't necessarily need to spend so much money to experience good quality. I think that's really what I'm trying to say. So you don't need to spend a lot of money in order to experience good quality. A good knife is a good knife despite the price. Or in some cases, even the materials. So if the experience that you get from it is stellar, then it's stellar. That's all you can say. You guys need to be the judge. So there's really nothing else to say about this piece. I'm very happy with this knife. I'm happy that I got it as a birthday present from my friend Jim. I want to give him a quick shout out. Thanks, Jim. This was a fantastic purchase for a birthday gift, and I do love it. I do appreciate it, and it's going to be well loved and well used in my collection. This is Omar the Knife Shark Guy signing off, hoping this is going to find your way in your collection. If you guys are looking for a really good quality knife that doesn't cost a ton of money, and you know my channel is all about high-end customs, I just wanted to give a quick shout out for this knife and remind people that you don't have to spend a lot of money on a good knife. Thank you so much for watching. This is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. So thank you so much for watching, and have a good evening.